Hey everybody, it's Lyra from Lyra Gaming, and today I'm bringing you a special video for those of you just getting into Starfield. Now, even though Starfield is Bethesda's newest IP in over 25 years, the reality is it still brings with it some really annoying and cumbersome features that have stuck around since the Fallout days. So today what I'm going to do for you is I want to share with you my top skills to make Starfield less cumbersome and more enjoyable. Now, if you're like me and have put hundreds of hours into this video, I'd still love for you to watch this video and let me know your thoughts. Do you agree with my choices? Are there choices that I should have made that you feel? Would love to hear your comments below. And of course, if you disagree with me and think some of these are just pure trash, would love to hear why you're wrong. Now, without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at the skills that can make your Starfield journey much more enjoyable and less cumbersome. Alright guys, we're gonna start at the very beginning in the physical tree under weightlifting, and right off the bat, by putting 4 points into the skill tree, you're going to increase your total carrying capacity by 100 kilograms, and as a bonus you gain 50% resistance to being staggered. Now, staggered is basically getting kind of interrupted in melee by enemies, but really what we care about is this 100 kilogram increase. The reality is that Starfield, similar to the Fallout series, is basically a pack rat's worst nightmare or biggest dream depending on how you look at it. But your initial carrying capacity is quite low. So 100 extra kilogram just about doubles your capacity. So get this, level it up as quickly as you can, and your life is going to be much more enjoyable as you're not going to spend nearly as much time encumbered. Alright guys, next we have boost pack training in the very first tier of the tech tree. Now you really only need 1 point in this, even though you can put 2 or more. And as you can see here, you can get a lot more mobility. I will point out that there are different booster packs that you're going to get. Some are good for big jumps like you're going to see here. Some are more useful for multiple kind of smaller jumps and refresh faster, so they're good for traversing kind of ground forward a little more quickly. But bottom line is, for 1 skill point, you cannot go wrong. You're going to have way better mobility all around. Put 1 point in it, forget it, and again, choose whether you want to do more than 1, but I went through the whole game using 1 point and it was more than enough for me. Guys, next we're going to go ahead and take a look at security, and security is huge. This is all about lockpicking, and similar to Fallout and Skyrim, lockpicking is a major part of this game, whether it's accessing doors or getting basically the equivalent of treasure chests. This is going to let you get some of the best loot in the game, and getting 3 points is really all you need. This lets you unlock and hack the highest level locks. The 4th point really makes it a little easier, but it does not allow you to unlock anything new. Make sure to get this early, make sure to level up as quickly as you can, and you're just going to miss out on the least amount of loot possible. And again, this will help you get access to some of the best loot in the game. Alright guys, the next one is going to take us into space, and we're going to talk about targeting control systems. Basically, this is VATS from Fallout, and as you can see here, once you lock onto a ship, you can basically press a button and it's going to go into slow motion, and you're going to be able to select different systems on the enemy ship, and your weapons are going to fire on this. In this case, I have turrets that are firing automatically, but if you have missiles or lasers, for example, you can shoot. It's going to be in slow motion, and then you can also get upgrades to this to get additional benefits, such as reducing the amount of time it takes to lock on, and also getting other benefits where the enemy is going to do less damage to you and you're going to do more damage to the enemy. So this VAT system basically lets you just auto attack and target your systems. This is especially important if you're going to try and disable ships and then land on them to take them over while in space, so you can knock out their engines. Otherwise, it's much harder to target what you're going to damage. Now, speaking of space, let's look at piloting. And piloting is great. Number one rank is going to let you use thrusters, which is basically afterburners. But the real reason you're getting this is to get all the really cool ships in the game. If you go all the way to rank 4, and you unlock this by just killing a bunch of ships in space. In fact, I have a really cool video that you can see popping up in the upper right hand corner, how to get this done super quickly without, having to use any exploits or weird tricks. Well, with this, it lets you get super cool ships like the one you're seeing in front of you right now. These Class C super ships, you need rank 4 of piloting. So definitely get this, because you do have to kill a lot of ships to get this. Might as well unlock this early and kind of work on it as you go. You won't regret it. All right, guys, next we have weapon engineering. And I want to point out that the reality is putting points into individual weapons, especially early on, and weapon specializations may be a waste if you end up putting points into one type of weapon and deciding you like different types of weapons. But getting weapon engineering is never bad, because it's going to let you modify any type of weapon. As you can see here, I'm going to point out this one weapon here. You can update the barrel, change the optics, the muzzle, grip and stock, lasers, magazine batteries, and even add internal mods. And all of these can fully customize and have dramatic impacts on how these weapons perform. So definitely, I highly recommend getting this technology up, and the higher ranks you go, the better effects you're going to be able to install. And do note that this skill is in the second tier of science, so you can do research methods, you can't go wrong with that, to make researching cheaper, and or geology for being able to just mine elements quicker. But weapon engineering, 4 different ranks for it, and again, you're going to get better and better modifications the more ranks you get on this. So definitely, I highly recommend working on this as you level up. It's going to be a great investment no matter what kind of weapon you end up using at the end of the game. All right, next guys, we got Persuasion. And Persuasion is a bit of a hack, if you ask me. Basically, you're going to be able to succeed on your conversations. And I will say that whenever you have these conversation checks, it's very weird how the system works. But when you rank this up, you're going to be able to sometimes succeed on conversations that you would think logically you should not succeed on. And when you do this, it can let you basically bypass huge parts of quest lines, get big boosts to them, and just make things easier. So if you want to adjust things and not just run and gun the entire game, Persuasion is very interesting. And again, even though I do think the Persuasion system itself is a little wonky and doesn't always make sense, where you can have somebody be completely opposed to what you're going to say, and all of a sudden, because you are maxed out in Persuasion, you just happen to talk him into something that he or she should not agree to. But bottom line is, if you want to have any success talking to people and persuading them, then you want to do this. There are items that boost this as well that can help out, but without putting skills into this, chances are you're going to be failing almost all your persuasion and conversation checks, and that's not really fun. So going into Persuasion here and getting all 4 points into them over time is definitely worth it in my opinion, and makes the game a lot less cumbersome. And then finally guys, we have Scavenging. Do not underestimate this one. Get it early. What I love about this, you'll notice that right off the bat, early ranks, it's going to give you extra credits when you search containers. You're going to get extra ammo that's going to save you a lot of time running around to stores to get up ammo. Same thing with rank 3, it's amazing. You're going to get extra med packs in this game. That's, even though it's not very difficult, quote unquote, I will say that you will still go through a lot of med packs. So being able to get 2 for 1 oftentimes is great. And then finally, I want to point out rank 4, I think, is potentially the most useful. So you're going to be able to make it so that tracked resources will get highlighted when using the hand scanner. And as you can see here in this footage, when you go into your scanner mode, it will be highlighted. And it's going to be highlighted in orange, unlike everything else that's interactive, that's going to be that faint blue color. Now you may want to ask, well, how do you mark things? Well, I'll show you right now. You can mark things if you're, for example, at a workbench or at a vendor, any place where you're going to be able to interact and use or purchase items. And so let's say I go here under these different mods, and you go ahead and select one. Here, as you can see, it has the items that are required, and in the bottom right hand corner it says track, hit R. And so if you want to track both these items, that's all you do. And so obviously I'm already tracking them here, but anytime you find items like here, the nickel, if I wanted to track these, I could go ahead and hit R, and it's going to highlight the nickel if I don't have it, for example. So this is a way, as you go throughout the world, track them, and then anytime you go into that scan mode, it's going to pop up in that color. And of course, if you're at a shop, it will also give you that hourglass, so you know that you're looking for it and you should probably purchase it. So really, really good quality of life. So there you have it, guys. Those are my top skills for Starfield to make your whole experience much less cumbersome. What do you think of my choices? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. As always, thank you for all the support, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video.